Good morning. Good morning, everybody. So today we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk about what's happening in Thailand, and we're going to talk about Chumphon, because now that I'm back, I've had a little time to reflect on what went on there and how things were, and we'll also talk about the Chowderhead of the year. He's definitely the Chowderhead of the Oscars, and that's Will Smith. You know, I don't want to get into it right now yet. I don't want to get into him too quickly, because I know once we get going with him, it's going to take off. People are going to start talking, because anything that has to do with relationships and women on this channel seems to be what people want. It's still a hot one here. I don't think it's quite as hot as in Chumphon, which was just freaking miserable. I mean, but you know, Thailand gets hot sometimes, so you know, you just got to deal with it, and that's all you can do. If you don't like it, leave. You know, go somewhere cold. Go to Norway. Go to Sweden. Do something like that. And the Thai baht is, I think, 33.45, which is a little stronger against the dollar. It was heading towards 34, which I'd like it to hit 34, but who knows if it's going to happen. I don't see that happening. Andy, how you doing? Let's see here. You know, I had been planning to go somewhere. I thought I was going to go today. I thought I was going to go to the Klong market. That's the market with the train, where they move everything out of the way. I thought I was going to go there today, and then my wife goes, well, why don't we go somewhere on the weekend? And I said, okay, we'll go there then. And then she said, why don't we go to Chiang Mai? She wants to look at a house there, which I leave it up to her, you know. She's got to go through it's got to go through her vetting process in order to get to me. And only then do I really want to look into it. And quite frankly, I don't care. You know, unless it's something fabulous and she goes, oh my God, this is perfect. Okay. Then maybe I'll go, okay, let's go. But I was just in Chiang Mai a little while ago, and I don't really feel like going back. So I'm not sure where we're going to go, but one of the places that we talked about is that railway, the market. And there are a couple other places we got on the agenda. And then she said, well, we have to be back by Sunday to have lunch. And I said, no. We can't operate this way. This is not how YouTube works. So I'm leaving. She's got a big day at work today. And tomorrow maybe we'll figure things out. Tonight, tomorrow, we'll figure things out. And so hopefully this weekend we'll go somewhere, or at least me. If she ain't going, I'll go. So, but anyway, other than that, we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in Thailand, which, you know, things have been changing slowly but surely. But I'll tell you what, I've noticed a couple of the motorbike drivers in my neighborhood, they're just not wearing masks now. They don't care. people are starting to go, enough already with it. So I do see things in the next couple of months, and it seems like an eternity. 3 months is like an eternity, really, when it comes to this heat and everything that's going on. Hey, Jim, it's a freaking eternity. And even in Starbucks right now, Starbucks apparently doesn't have their own air conditioning, so they have to wait for the mall to turn on the air, which they don't do until like 9 o'clock. And so every time I come in here early in the morning, it's just, especially now with the heat, it's just. This is Thailand, man. Thailand is, when it comes to the heat, you either tolerate it or you bitch about it like me. But, I tolerate it. But anyway, before I go on, if you do like this channel, what I'm doing, whether it be a stream or a video, and I got a lot of videos coming up, do me a favor and smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And check out my website at americaninbangkok.com. Check out the description down below. For those people in the United States, I am now selling coffee, believe it or not. I have a lot of coffee available on my website, and it's only shipped in the United States. Unfortunately, because of the weight and just because of coffee being coffee, I don't want to really get into selling coffee overseas. And this stuff is shipped from the United States. Everything, it's free shipping inside the United States. It's included in the price. And there's, I think I got about 40 different types of coffee. But that's all up on the website now. And so if you're in the United States, you might want to consider getting some coffee. Not everybody wants to wear a shirt that says An American in Bangkok or Wake Up Chowderhead, but a lot of people drink coffee. So that's why I started selling it. It's a quality coffee. It's not some piece of shit. It's not some, and everything is, if you buy whole beans, they roast them the same day that they ship them. If you buy grounds, then they ground it up and it goes out within 24 hours. So that's good. So it's all fresh roasted, and you don't get any old stuff. So there you go. Check it out. Let's see here. I think I have 36 different products. That's what it says. So all kinds. We got flavored. We got single origin. We have blends, and we have sample packs. So good stuff. Anyway, I want to start out with Chumphon, and my little review of Chumphon. Now, I did say a few things in the stream the other day, and I guess the way that I would sum Chumphon up is it's probably not going to be a place where you're going to stay for weeks on end. Oh, I've got so much to do here. There are some things to do. There are some temples. There are some beaches that you can go see. There are some views you can see. But really, for me, it's good for about 3 days, 4 days. It depends on how much you want to rush around. And that's the other thing. It's so spread out that you really need to have a car or at least a motorcycle. I don't know, it's not the kind of place that's conducive. It's not Bangkok, like, hey, let's jump on the SkyTrain and then we'll walk over here, then we'll take a taxi, and then we'll get on the boat, and we'll go have food at this restaurant, and then we're going to go somewhere else. But that's not how Chumphon is. That's not the vibe, and that's not the mentality of the people. It's not the lifestyle there. It's really laid back. It's not like, come on, let's go, come on, we got to get there. There's none of that. That's not how it is. So if you go there, be prepared to just take your sweet ass. It's an island life, basically. Even though it's not an island, but there's lots of islands around, but that's what it is. It's island life. You know, just take your sweet ass time. When it gets done, it gets done. And some people may not like that. I did meet the guy who's cycling from Phuket to Chiang Mai, who he just took one day there, 2 days, 1 night. And what he did was he came in early in the morning, and then he found a place where he could, that would take him diving. He went diving that day, and then the next morning he took off. And that's what it's meant for. That's mainly what the place is meant for. It's a jumping off point. And there's a reason why it's a jumping off point. Now, I had a good time. I did have some fun. Again, I want to give a shout out to Miss Luna and Mr. Tommy, who owned the place that I went to, which was the Moonlight, Moonshine Resort. They have tents that are air conditioned, and they have regular rooms that are air conditioned, big rooms. You can sleep like 3 people, 5 people. Reasonably priced, you know, between like 600 baht and 1200 baht. And she made the experience easier and more pleasurable and everything. So just you can look it up. It's on Insta. They're on Instagram. They're all over the place. They got a website, and now there's a couple of things that struck me, and I did bitch about this already. I complained about it already, and that was the ocean and the amount of garbage and rubbish that was washing up ashore. And I talked to my wife about it a little bit, and she said, well, of course they don't have anybody cleaning the place up right now because there's no foreigners. I said, well then, so what they're going to do is they're going to instead of getting into the groove of cleaning the place up and having a team that goes around from beach to beach every day and cleans up the beaches, which is a considerable task. But once they get it up to snuff, it should be okay. Then by the time the foreigners really start coming back in mass, because there were not many foreigners at all in Chumphon, once they come back in mass, they got their shit together. They know exactly what to do, and they can keep the beaches clean, which makes everything look better. I'll be honest, I was underwhelmed and disappointed by the beaches. Now, to make matters worse, the last day that I streamed, when I was walking down the beach from the temple, I was walking down the beach. I started at the temple. Wat Tam, shit, I can't remember. Wat Tam Pong Pang, that's what it was. Anyway, the White Temple. There's only so many white temples in Thailand, but this one is a white temple, other than the one up in the north. When I walked down there, I thought, okay, there were some areas that was nice, and I thought, okay, cool. Now, not everybody is going to walk down the beach in the blazing sun, and so I did jump in at the end. Now, what I didn't know is there are sand fleas in the beach there. Some beaches don't really have them. Some beaches, you don't have to worry about them. The sand fleas on these beaches, I don't know which beach it was, but I think it was the one, the Altum, what the hell was it? I see my memory is so bad. Altum Manak, Makam, Altung Makam. Which is it's basically it's the bay area there, and the beach that goes along the coast. As far as I walked, I must have picked up literally at least a couple hundred sand fleas because they bit the shit out of me. I'm just now getting over the itching, and I'm still itching. I still itch, but I've got some cortisone cream and also some aloe vera, and I'm gonna get some calamine lotion. So that's they have them in Koh Chang also, but I never had any experiences with them. Now I'm not gonna say don't go there because of the sand fleas, but you need to be aware of it. The people in Thailand tend to be the best thing about Thailand. I don't know how else to put it. They tend to be the biggest asset that this country has, for many reasons. And so for that reason, I can't really speak negatively of Chumphon, but it left me a little bit underwhelmed. Like, wow, they can do more with this place. And I don't know if they don't want to, or they just, because it's a popping off point, they just decided, well, hey, this is all it's ever going to be. But I did go to a couple of viewpoints. I did go to 2 viewpoints, which, if you watched the last stream, I was up on the view up at Matri. What the hell is it called? It's Matri, Khao Matri. I did go up to that viewpoint. It's a 360-degree viewpoint, and it was nice. Really, if you go and have a coffee with somebody, if I was up there with my wife and my kids, we probably wouldn't be there more than about an hour and a half. So that's the kind of, and it takes a half an hour to get there. So you're talking about 3 hours out of the day. If you really want to stretch it, maybe 4 hours. And that's the kind of action you're going to get in Chumphon. It's not like you can go everywhere and go around town and find anything. Man, it was hard to find ATM machines. I mean, and then like I said the other day when I had coffee, this isn't coffee. This is an espresso. This is a proper espresso. The coffee might be average, but that's an espresso. An espresso is not in a big glass. Got 2 people in the whole place. The barista today is Miss Prale, and there's some new guy, and then there's the manager, Ken. Very hot in here, man. Even in here, it's hot. If I had gone to both beaches in one day, that probably would have been okay. But, I'm just not the kind of person I want to rush around. Chuck sent me a message today about what's going on with Will Smith and everything. And I was thinking about it. Chuck likes to go from place to place to place to place to place, and he doesn't spend a whole lot of time in each place. There are some exceptions, but for the most part, he just goes from place to place to place to place. I don't, he wants to be able to say, I've been to 150 countries or whatever. Yeah, that's great. I've been to 50. But I don't spend a day or 2 before taking off. If I'm in a different country, I usually spend at least 5 days, maybe a week, because I want to get to know the place a little bit. And I really didn't get to know Chumphon 100% because I didn't spend much time in the city, which is another thing. I didn't spend any time in the city. Why would I? I got out of Bangkok because I want to get out of the city. So why would I stay in Chumphon City? Chumphon City, there's a few more ATMs than like out where I was. But where I was, it was difficult to find an ATM. So it's not the most conducive place for tourists to stay and to hang out. I could see it happening for 2-3 days, people hanging out there and doing their diving or whatever. After that, though, it gets a bit monotonous, and it's like, all right. So I mean, if you really want to push it, 4 or 5 days at the most, and that's like stretching it. So, nice place, nice people, as is the case with most places in Thailand, or probably all places with Thailand. But would I recommend it? I would not recommend taking a trip just to go there. That's what I'll say. If you're going in that direction, I went there specifically to go there because I had not spent any substantial time there. But would I go there just because, oh, I'm going to go to somewhere different? I didn't want to go to Prachuap Khiri Khan again. I didn't want to go to Hue again. I didn't want to go to Cha'am again. I didn't want to go to these places. So that's why I went there. I didn't even want to go to Surat because it was a bit too far. And I also, if I was going to go to Surat, I wanted to go with my wife because that's where she's from. So, you know, I worked my way down the coast. I've already been down the other side. And maybe it's time for me to pick a favorite place and just hang out there all the time. I don't know. But, you know, my wife, she always wants to go up north. Maybe because she's from the south. And what she doesn't remember is the burning season. And while that may get better in the future, it ain't great right now. So, all right, so let's talk about what is happening in Thailand, because there are a few things going on. If I can figure out which one I want to bring up first. No, not Jada Pinkett or whatever her name is. That's all over the news, and I don't really care about it, but it illustrates what's going on in society, and especially in what you would call the elite or celebrities or whatever. But let me finish up here with Chumphon. It says, I'm reading something off the Culture Trip. It says, much like Krabi Town, Chumphon is rarely seen as little else than a gateway to islands such as Koh Tao, yet it isn't without charms of its own. With hundreds of kilometers of coastline, there are plenty of virtually empty beaches and small islands to enjoy. One such island is Koh Phi, which I almost went to. Instead, I went to Pak Nam, which, you know, I went and got some fruit there. Or the lady I was with who was driving said, "Can we go through here? We'll check it out, and you can see it." And it's just a little tiny town, but you know, it was all right. A small Koh Phi, a small eco-friendly fishing village, fishing island where it's possible to stay in a homestay and get a taste of real Thai island life. Houses are built on wood and suspended over water and come with an amazing view of the sea and surroundings. Back on the mainland, the sleepy province has viewpoints and temples to keep you entertained as you enjoy a few days in the peace and quiet. And that is something that I did enjoy there, is the peace and quiet. It's very peaceful there. You hear in the morning, you hear the sound of the occasional car or motorcycle, but mostly what you hear is chickens and birds and cicada. And so, you know, if you want to go somewhere and just chill out and get away, it's not a bad place. But personally, I think there are better. So that's my little review of Chumphon. Yeah, it's Wat Tham Pong Pang. That's the name of the place that I went. The White Temple on the end of at the end of the beach. And I'll tell you the best part of that, you know, it was nice to see the temple. It was nice to go see, they have a little cave there. It was nice to go see all that. But the coolest part was that this little puppy dog ran up to me and was just, I mean, in full-on puppy mode. And was the coolest little dog. And I haven't had that feeling since Odie passed away. Our dog Odie passed away. Sid is cool and he's like a little dog, but he's not a dog. And you know, he comes when we call him. sits next to us when we want him to sit next to us and that kind of stuff, but he's not a dog. And this puppy was so cute and so cool, and I only spent about 2 minutes with the thing, but he left me, or I think it was a he left me in a much better mood. So that was one of those 2 minutes were one of the highlights of my trip. That, eating food with the woman who cooked for me next door to where I was staying, and then the views. And really the beaches were not what I would consider a highlight, because I didn't get very good food there. I didn't get very good coffee there. The beaches weren't all that beautiful because there's too much garbage. They need to clean that up in order to get their act together. Let's see here. Okay. Thailand has taken the place, the #1 spot now, as the most searched destination on Agoda. It's the most searched destination in the world for trips in the next 6 months, according to the travel search engine giant Agoda. Thailand has seen a 500% increase in searches on Agoda from January to March 2022. The top 3 incoming travelers to Thailand are from Japan, the US, and Singapore. However, traveling into Thailand can seem daunting with the constantly changing entry requirements and extra paperwork. Agoda has tried to make the process smoother by integrating its booking data with the Thailand Pass platform. Thailand Pass requires incoming travelers to provide details of their accommodations to ensure their booking follows Thailand's entry requirements, which Agoda does automatically. Okay, so that's good. I still will say this, and I think everybody concurs. And I talked to my friend Steve, who was in Sri Lanka, and I know he wants to come here. He wants to come here. He wants to hang out. We want to do some videos. We want to, we just want to shoot the shit. And he wants to come here. He likes Thailand. He's been here many times. And he's like, I'm not coming until they get rid of everything. I don't want to have to wear a mask. I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to wear a mask. I don't want to have to come in and test. And there is going to be a test when you come in. At least, I think it's April 1st, which is you still have to take the rapid test once you land. And then you don't have to pay that extra expense like Andy paid, and several other people. I believe Jim, several other people paid. In order to enter, you got to pay, and you got to pay for a place to stay, and that is not cheap. That adds to as much as they want all these wealthy people to come in. I think they're not going to get it, and I said that a long time ago. They'll get wealthy people, but not only wealthy people. There will still be people who are looking for a deal, and you can't blame them. The great thing about Thailand, besides the topography, the geography, the nightlife, and the women, and everything like that, one of the great things is still the value. And it may not be as much of a value as it was 15 years ago, but it's still a value. All right, let me go on here. But Thailand is #1 in searches, so that means people want to come here. They do want to come here. Now, what I found is that once they have the system in place, the Thais are very good. They're very, very good. It's a matter of finalizing everything and getting everybody to be on board with the same thing, the same guidelines, the same rules. Once they do that, then they're quite good, I gotta admit. Now, I gotta say, I went to my bank yesterday. It used to be Thai Military Bank, now it's TTB, which I don't know what that stands for, but I don't really care. I don't use the bank very often. The reason that I had to go in, and it is hot. Jesus Christ, it's hot. Let's see here. What does this say? Oh, there wasn't shit here. Oh, wow. All right, let me go on here. So I get this letter the other day from Thai Military Bank. And it says, please come in and update your details. Now, I don't have any updated details. I want to just call them and go, what the fuck do I need to go in for? I don't need to update anything. Everything is the same. Why do I need to go in? Can I do it through my app? Can I do it online? Can I do it through a phone call? No. You can't do that. You got to come in. I go in. And I hate going to banks now. I hate going to banks, hate going to schools, I hate doing all that shit. Where you're just sitting around and, you're basically beholden to them. Whenever they feel like serving you, they'll serve you. Not that the service is all that bad, but it's just a bit of a pain in the ass nowadays. It takes up time. But I go into my bank. They help me very promptly. And there's a nice young lady, she's probably early 20s. And she says, oh, here's all your papers you need to fill out. And I said, what am I filling all this out for? For your government. I said, I don't want to fill it out. I was joking. I said, I don't, yeah, they just charged me 300 baht for my ATM card. I went into my account today, to see if some money came in, and I go, no money came in, but the bastards took 300 baht out from my ATM card. I guess that's better than like 75 bucks or whatever it is I get charged by my own bank in the U.S. Anyway, so she gives me some papers. What did she give me? She gave me some application form that basically just took my name, my phone number, my address, and my social security number. That was to be given to the U.S. government. Then she gives me a W-9. I'm like, why am I filling out a W-9 for you? Why does the bank want my W-9? And I go, fuck it, man. I just fill it out. It's it takes me like, I fill out forms pretty quickly. And it took me like a minute. I give her the form. Then she goes, here you go, take this one too. And I go, what the fuck is this? Now I'm being nice, but I'm kind of like being a little bit of a smartass, but I'm trying to be nice because she's very nice. And I don't want to be an asshole. And I told her, I go, I know this is not you, but I don't think I need to fill that form out. And she goes, no, you have to fill. It says right here, fill these 3 forms out. And so I said, no, wait a minute. I think if you read this form, it tells you who needs to fill this form out, and I'm not one of those people. In America, the W-BEN is for people who are foreigners, who are earning money in US dollars, either through, say, online, or a company that's doing business overseas, and they're earning US dollars. And that's so that they can be taxed. It's not for me, and it flat out says, you do not fill this form out. You do not fill this form out if you are a U.S. citizen. And I showed it to her, and she goes, oh, that looks right. And I said, okay, so if it looks right to you, then why am I filling it out? I don't want to fill it out. I'm like, what the I don't want to give them, they don't need it. They need as little information as possible. I told her, I haven't lived there in almost 30 years. What do they need my information for? They don't need my information. She goes, okay, 1 minute. She calls up her supervisor. Supervisor says, well, he's right. And she goes, oh, now I have to call another man because he filled it out and he's not supposed to fill it out. And I said, I don't think it's going to be a problem. Just don't turn in the form. because she said another American had come in and he filled out the WBN. And, you know, normally it's not a big deal. But nowadays, the U.S. government wants to know every goddamn thing you're doing. And, you know, there's talk of them basically not allowing people to live overseas unless they meet certain stipulations and all. And it's like, hey, you know what? I'm not coming back. I don't care what they say. They can kiss my ass. They don't have the right to tell me where I can set my ass, where I can live. So, at the end, she said, you know, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to make you fill out this form. You know, it's just that we're told we have to fill out these forms, and so we don't even look at them. You just have to fill them out. I said, well, maybe you guys should look at them. She goes, yeah, well, now I know that. And she was nice. I mean, you know, it wasn't one of these situations where they were being difficult or anything like that. She was very, very nice, very helpful. And, you know, I got it done. So that's all that's important. Let me see here. Great Reset, NWO. Why did you give him that much money for? I mean, okay, to open, you know, if you want to open an account and put 500 baht in or something like that, maybe a transfer from the U.S. you have to pay for, but you really don't need to nowadays. There's multiple ways to transfer money. You know, but bank card, whenever you get a new bank card, they want you to pay, and it's like 300 baht, which is like 10 bucks. Okay, fine. It's a convenience. And nowadays, I don't even use my bank card half the time. Because if you have your phone, you can withdraw money with your phone. You can deposit money and you don't need your card. You don't even need a card nowadays. You do need your phone, and your phone needs to be charged so that, you know, you don't run out of juice on your phone and then you're like, oh shit, I can't get any money out. Beeson, how you doing? Charged me for a fee to update passport because my old one was on file. Fee for they charged you to update the passport? Yeah, they didn't do that to me because I had to have mine done a couple years ago. Maybe that's a new fee. I love guys who come in here and they think they're going to hurt me by saying, cocaine Karen. Well, that hurts so much. Fuck off. Fucking chump. You're a fucking chump. People who come on and troll people online, they're fucking pussies. That's what they are. They're pussies. Get in the real world, man. Live in the real world. Now, I'll tell you what. If it was on the street and Will Smith did what he did, I would understand it. You know, I still think it's not right, and I think that, you know, he needs to look within himself to figure things out, and not just kowtow to his wife because she didn't like it. But if it was on the street, first of all, why the hell did he smack him? You know, to emasculate him? Why not just knock him the fuck out? I said that the other day. You're going to hit the guy. Why not, you know, why are you going to smack him? Knock him the fuck out, or knock him out with a smack. I'm disappointed in the way that he hit him. And I'm disappointed in Chris Rock, that Chris Rock didn't, as soon as he got hit, whoa, hey, boom, and come back and hit him. Hey, I just got hit by this guy. I need to defend myself. But in another way, you know, you understand the guy's in the, got millions of people watching. This is why Will Smith is a chowderhead. There are numerous reasons. Numerous reasons that he's a chowderhead. One is because he did this on national or international TV because a guy told a joke that his wife didn't like, that he laughed at. Second of all, if you're gonna do something, why don't you wait until the end of the show and then it's not in front of millions of people? Well, it doesn't make you look any better to do that because most people they don't think like that. They don't have that street mentality. I'm gonna go knock this motherfucker out. That's not what they think. They think, oh, he got violent with this man. He assaulted him. Now, if it was me and I did it in Starbucks here, I can guarantee you I'd be going to jail. I smacked some guy, I'm going to jail. Now, I could pay my way out, maybe. I could, get out of it probably. I don't think it was staged, man. I really don't. If you look at all the stuff going on with that guy now, when it comes to what's going on with him and his wife and their open relationships and him being cuckolded and all this other kind of shit, I lost respect for the guy. I thought, okay, he's a good actor. And when he did the Ali thing, I said, well, he had to get himself in shape. He had to make himself look halfway like a boxer. I thought, wow, great. Really turned himself into something. I mean, you got to give him that. He's got talent. But when it comes to his relationship, I mean, he's got kids that are in their 20s. I think one of them may be almost 30. And like, you're open game. I mean, I don't get it. And Chris Rock, I mean, yeah, maybe it's a bad joke. Maybe it's not the greatest joke. But and then her, get over it, honey. Get over yourself. She seems like a diva to me and a bitch. And I don't like her. The image that she presents, I don't like. I don't know her. I never met her, obviously. I have no idea what she's really like in real life. She might be a wonderful person, beautiful person. I don't know. She may get bored with one dick. I don't know what it is. I have no idea. But he made himself look like a chump by doing that. Because if he was really smart, he would have, and he really wanted it. First of all, his woman is probably smart enough and sharp enough and mean enough that if she wanted to do something, she could have done it. She doesn't need him to stand up for her. She's supposedly a strong black woman and all these other kind of things. She could have stood up and went like, hey, that's uncalled for. And people would have went, oh, struck a nerve. She didn't need him. I said, she doesn't need him. So, and then you sent two of the memes. Yeah. Let's see. I honestly, Jim, I don't think it was staged. If you heard the smack, he did smack him pretty good, but he didn't. It didn't knock him down. I mean, Chris Rock is not a big dude, and I would have thought that if he put a little bit of oomph into it, he would have knocked him on his ass, which would have been even more dramatic. Chris Rock should have just fell down to the floor. Acted like he was dead. Oh, thanks, Sasha. Anyway, I'm curious to know what you guys think because, my kids go, did you see what's going on? I go, no, I have no fucking clue. Will Smith hit Chris Rock, and I'm like, what? I'm like, do I really care? No, I don't. I don't give a flying fuck. Am I allowed to say that? No, I'm not. I don't really care. That's the next shirt. I don't care. It just doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It doesn't matter. Now, the thing is, though, is what it's showing is this guy, he gets away with it. He goes in front of millions of people and hits a guy, and he gets away with it. If someone is sitting in a room with one other person and they walked over and smacked him in the head, and nobody else is in the room, but a camera caught it, more than likely that person is going to go to jail, or at least is going to have to be put in front of a judge And there's going to be consequences. What are his consequences? Oh, they might take his Oscar away. Well, first of all, they asked him to leave. He wouldn't leave. He said no. Well, this is when you go, hey, listen, we're not asking you, fuckhead, we're telling you. Yeah, they should have hauled him out. But, oh, he's Will Smith. He's a big star. You ain't that big. You know what it is? Nobody, what's the word that I'm looking for? Nobody is irreplaceable. Oh, the cricket guy, right? Nobody is irreplaceable. The Academy Awards, listen, I haven't watched them really, I've never watched them in full. When I was young, I might have watched, 15 minutes, a half an hour of them. I haven't watched the Academy Awards in years. I don't give a shit about the actors. I think most of them are douchebags. A lot of them are douchebags. I can't say most. Many of them are douchebags. Some of them are douchebags. And that goes for the women as well. We can say that, but in their arena, it's like being a football player and getting elected to the Hall of Fame or winning the Heisman Trophy or something. They have their own thing. And okay, I would say that the average person looks at them as privileged elite for what really amounts to playing make-believe. Now, obviously, some of it takes a hell of a lot of talent. Sometimes it doesn't. But the bottom line is he did something that most normal people, if they did, they would end up getting hauled into jail. Now, they might get a citation or they might, a notice to appear, whatever it might be. But, they did tell him to leave. Or they asked him to leave, and he said, no, I'm not leaving. And then, to make it even worse, and I'm surprised because some people have come out and actually denounced how everything transpired, which is he hit him, he went in the back, and then he went and sat down, and then he got up, to go get his award. Yeah, I think you need to look at it. I think you need to look at it again. I don't think that was staged, man. And what's the purpose of that? Oh, great entertainment. The Academy Awards are in the shitter. The Oscars, their ratings are in the shitter. They've been in the shitter for a long time. They're not getting any better. They're not going to get better because Will Smith smacks Chris Rock. Chris Rock has benefited from it, but the Academy Awards, people are looking at him now going, well, okay, so what are you going to do? People are calling to get him to take his Academy Award away, which I don't know if that's the answer. He's the winner. But maybe they need a morals clause. Yeah, but nobody gives a shit about the Oscars. All they care about is, oh, this guy hit him. And, there are some women out there going, good for him. He stood up for his woman. No, he didn't stand up for his woman. He's an idiot. He's a chowderhead. He'll be a chowderhead in my book for the rest of his life. As long as I'm alive, he will be officially known as a chowderhead. Now, if a guy walks by and assaults your wife, he smacks your wife, he grabs her ass, he grabs her tits. And, the guy doesn't look like he's going to do seriously bodily injury to you, like he's 6'8", 390 pounds, and you're, somebody who's, you hit him and he's going to laugh at you. Then, you slug the guy. I mean, I don't know. Or, you let your wife deal with it or your girlfriend deal with it. If she can't deal with it, then you do what you got to do. Whatever it might be, authorities, giving the guy a nice elbow in the chops or whatever it might be. But, in this day and age, men are still supposed to be men. And it's human to lose your temper. I understand that he lost his temper and all this other, but this shit's been going on with him for a long time. He's got issues, man. And we all got issues. I don't want to slam the guy for having issues, but his decision making shows what a chowderhead he is. Because think about something, he's sitting in a huge arena or an auditorium. He's sitting in a huge auditorium. It's being, in front of all his peers, it's being presented around the world. And because this guy makes a joke about your wife's shaved head, you walk up and smack him in the face. He couldn't take it. He couldn't take it. I think it's a much deeper issue than just, a guy smacks another guy. I think it is a much deeper issue. And the reason is because people in the United States make it that issue. It's a black issue. No, I don't think it's a black issue. I don't think it has anything to do with being black or not being black or whatever it is. Oh, he's getting away with it because he's black. No, he's getting away with it because he's Will Smith, privileged actor. That's why he's getting away with it. Good morning, Dowlo. He's getting away with it because he's an actor and he's been a huge star. I don't know what his drawing power is now. I'd imagine it's still pretty good, or it was before this. Yes, the entitlement. But I don't think it has to do with, well, he's black. Now, if he was a white guy doing it to a black guy, forget about it. The guy would be, in my opinion, the guy would have been arrested on the spot. Even if the black guy said, no, I don't want him arrested. If it was white guy hitting the black guy might have fired back and hit him. Who knows? If it was somebody else. This is what I think. See, now what I think, the way I think, what I think is that it was easy to come up and look like a big man smacking Chris Rock. I can tell you if he smacked me in the face, I would have probably went after him and tried to hit him. I would have responded. That's my first thought. I don't know if it would have really happened in real life. Who knows? But imagine that he did that to not Chris Rock, but The Rock. He walks up, Rock's telling a joke about his wife like that, and he walks up and smacks The Rock. That's what I mean. If he hit him, I tell you what, The Rock probably would have laughed at him and said, if I wanted, I can pick you up and drop you on your head. You stupid idiot. You moron. Now, I'm not saying that Chris Rock, can't fight. I don't know. He could be a little wiry. I know some guys that were 140 pounds, 5'8", and they were solid muscle. They were sinewy, and they could hit you 5 times, and you'd be like, what happened? And I think about, I think all these what ifs. I think that's, you can't get into that, really. I know it's happened before. Yeah, and some of his shows now they were selling for like $45 down to like $450. It's crazy. Oh, I mean, if you introduce the color aspect into it, I think that would be a big problem. That would be a huge problem. I don't think it was staged. That's my opinion, and I'm going to stand by it. I don't think it was staged. I think you can see the anger, but what I will say is that, yes, Will Smith at 53 hits like a bitch. And Chris Rock probably has a good chin. He probably got smacked around himself when he was smaller. He's very funny. He's very funny. Now, that joke wasn't the greatest joke. Because at first I was like, huh, what? I thought, is she doing G.I. Jane too? Is she going to be in it? And I thought, and you know, when you look at her, she did give a look. Once he told the joke, she gave a look. You can see, man, she was pissed. She was not happy. Her eyes, and I think Will Smith laughed, and he saw the wife's eyes and went, uh-oh. I gotta stand up for my wife. Oh, I'm so protective of my wife, just like Richard Williams, the guy who he played in that movie that he won the Oscar for. Yeah, I'm protective of my family too. It doesn't mean I jump out and do stupid shit all the time. I do stupid shit because I do stupid shit on my own. It's not necessarily for my family. Generally, I stay out of stupid shit because of my family. My family keeps me out of doing things stupid. And you can call going to the Ukraine or Hong Kong stupid, or out in the middle of Myanmar when there's the armies everywhere. But those were very calculated, and obviously I didn't do the Ukraine thing, but I've done some hairy things in my life, but this is a different story. She bugs me, man. You can have her, Dallo. I don't think she looks good at all, man. I think I can see the venom that she probably spews to him. He's scared shitless. And then Piers Morgan came out, who I don't always like Piers Morgan, but I think he calls a spade most of the time. You know, he calls it like it is. He said that he interviewed his wife, Will Smith's wife, I think it was 25 years ago or something, 27 years ago, and said, I think it was that long, and he said, be careful what you know, be careful, don't upset my wife because you don't want to upset me, something like that. Now, I understand that mentality. I do. And, you know, I've been a bonehead in the past. I can be a bit of a bonehead, a caveman. I understand that kind of thinking. But that is street thinking. Yeah, and she wears the pants. You know. I mean, that's the thing. I cannot see him standing up to her going, listen, this ain't how it's going to work. Sorry, babe, but, you know, that ain't happening. I don't know what his deal is with her. I think honestly he's got some issues, some unresolved issues. She probably has some unresolved issues. I think they've admitted that. Everybody has issues, but the way they deal with them, and I think with him, the simple fact that she's banging all kinds of guys and he's okay with it. And she is the one who is more into that than him, apparently. This is what I read. Because I did do a little bit of research for this. And, you know, like, listen, if my wife came and said that, I said, listen, what are we going to be married for then? Why don't we just get divorced? And if I want to bang you, sometimes I'll bang you. You want to bang other guys, you bang your other guys. Up to you. But I don't want to be married. To me, that's not what a marriage is about. Now, I think differently, you know, than I don't think the same as everybody else. Everybody thinks differently, and what a marriage is and what you should do, and open marriage and open relationships and all that kind of stuff. All right, I understand. I thought that he had the meeting today, and it should be over already. Well, I don't know that, I'm not going to say that she needs a slap, because, you know, I would never say that. But she needs to be dropped down a peg. You know, it's like, hey, you know, and this is the thing. This is, I don't know, you know, if there's anybody out there who's black and you want to chime in, please do. She seems a bit, and I don't know why she is, but, and maybe it's her issues, she seems a bit like an angry, I'll leave the color out of it, but she seems a bit angry. She's an angry woman. She's not the kind, you know, you see her all the time, she wants to rip somebody's head off. That's what it looks like. And you know, I don't want that kind of person around me. And I mean, you know, I'm not always the most cheerful person, but I try to make light of it. It's, you know, it's not like, you know, if I don't have my coffee in the morning that I'm going to, throw people around the room or throw someone out the window. It's not going to happen. But I get the, the way that he acts gives me the impression that, like, if she gets pissed off, oh my God, I'm so scared of her. What are you scared of? What the hell are you scared of? You don't need to be scared about anything. You shouldn't be scared of shit when it comes to a woman that you're married to. No, I think maybe he should just demand, maybe if he wants, he should say, hey, can I slip it in you? That's my retribution. Although I wouldn't want to. I mean, she doesn't do anything for me. To me, she's like a little twerp. That's what I mean. He was looking in the direction of Chris Rock, laughing, and then all of a sudden you see a little bit of a, and she kind of had this, and I went, ooh, she's a, and I mean, listen, I'm not the first person who, I wouldn't be the first person. People have talked about me many times, and it's angered me, and it's taken some time. But I mean, like, listen, this guy's been at it for 30 friggin' years. He's been at the top of his game. He's been at the pinnacle of success. You would think he doesn't even. Why would you be bothered by that shit? Oh, because it's about my wife. Yeah, so? And I'm gonna say it again. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never harm me. So he told a fucking joke. Get over it. Move on down the road. If you really want, after the show, come up and go, hey, man, I didn't really appreciate that joke, but, I know you got to do your thing, but I didn't really appreciate that. She's very sensitive about that or whatever, Maybe, next time you can, like, pass on that kind of a joke. I don't know, Talk to him like that. It would have been a dirty, disrespectful joke. Maybe I will give him a pass, but no, not for this. Yeah, blame it on Trump. Blame it on, there it is right there. There's the hat of the year, or the shirt of the year. Blame it all on Trump. Biden's perfect. I can't even say those words anymore. Biden. Some pool time. So you're in Chumphon? Chumphon. Oh, ang, pon. Chumphon. Anyway. Well, I said that also. It's very, Khao. Oh, okay, you made it down there. All right. They got some nice beaches there. And they didn't have no sand fleas in the beaches that I went to. I don't know if you saw, there's a beach there. It's a black beach. It's not very big. The sand area, the area is not very big, but there is a black beach. You anywhere near the White House, the lighthouse there in Khao? Joe Biden, yeah. I can't even, this is the thing. So, like, when the American government wants to know what I'm doing, I got two words to say. Break off. Because I'm not going to say a bad word. That sounds like the guy from Trailer Park Boys. Frig off, Ricky. Frig off, Julian. They are a little bit too involved in what's going on in other people's lives. They need to start worrying about, they need to take care of their own house, like inside the White House. Maybe make sure that old man Joe knows how to read his cue cards and knows what his emotions are. Oh my God. All right, let me take a look at some other things here. No, we're not going to look at that. gonna look at this. I don't know. Let's keep it on the positive. It's been funny. I mean, it's easy to joke about Will Smith and everything because it's not happening to us. And I'm not saying it's easy for him. But you know what? He really should be stronger than that, man. If that's all it takes. All right, the Bangkok Communicable Disease Committee has decided to prohibit powder smearing and foam parties during the Songkran Festival next month. 46 out of 50 districts in Bangkok will not hold Songkran celebrations, while the remaining 4 districts had yet to give a confirmation. So there you go. Business operators along Khao San Road in Bangkok had objected to a policy by allows Songkran activities to be held, but prohibits water fights, saying they will lose income. At this point, you got to ride it out, man. You know, I hate to say that, but they're just going to have to ride it out for another 3-4 months, and hopefully things will work out for them. If you get a chance to check those 2 messages online before Will Smith talking it over, it's worth. I don't know if it tripped your streaming though. Well, yeah, it will, but I can actually, let me see if I can open it up on my computer. Should be able to. Hey guys, you know what? Oh, shit, hopefully, I don't want to log in with my smartphone, god damn it. Log in with email, that's the way to do it. I don't remember my password either. Let's see here. See. Come on. Oh, shit. You've been locked out of your line account due to too many incorrect login attempts. Log in with your QR code. Oh well, I'll do it later, man. Can't do it now. Yeah, you know what, Jim? Honestly, I think that's a mistake. I went to introduce myself with local immigration yesterday. They don't give a fuck about you, man. You don't need to go and introduce yourself unless you're going to do something there. Seriously, man. And they're super cool until they're not. I find that most immigration people, they just want to know a little bit about you. They want to know what your story is, and they are generally very cool. But I know several instances where you think they're very, very cool, and then the next thing you know, they're after your ass. What? In what case? What are you talking about? You mean for you coming in? You mean like just moving into the area, or what do you mean? Yeah, emailing is faster. I think, honestly, that the less time you spend with immigration, the better. I know you're out in the village, out in the village, out in the Bangkok out there and everything. Yeah, but dude, you really, trust me on this. The less interaction you have with them, the better. Not only because you don't have to interact with them much, but because they got shit to do, and they may be laying around doing whatever the hell they want to do. They might not be that busy that day. Yeah, okay. No problem. But I honestly think you want to fly under the radar as low profile as possible. You only want to deal with them when you have to, and you've never created a problem, then there's never a problem. I don't think you just go in and start. I just don't think you need to do it, man. That's my opinion, and you know, protocols or not, I don't think there's any reason to get involved with them until it's necessary. You know, you don't see me going down to Bangkok and talking to people. I mean, I'd call them up you can call them up over the phone in some cases. And you can email them. Nowadays, they tend to be pretty good. Like 90-day report, do it online. Piece of cake, man. And some things, you know, you don't want to go becoming best buddies with the cops. You don't want to be best buddies with the immigration police, which are indeed cops. To me, I just think if it happens, it happens. But you don't make an effort to go and do that. There's no reason for it that I can see. I don't know. But like I said, you are in a Bangkok, so now, let me see here. Thriving delivers better life for people. No. Oh God. Off with tourist luggage, says he was using the restroom. He was accused of robbing a tourist and leaving him at a petrol station. Well, isn't there a bathroom at the petrol station? He was in the restaurant. He said he never left the tourist, saying he was in the restroom the entire time because he needed to poop. Here's the poop talk. The driver taking two people from Ubon Ratchathani to Chowderhead district had stopped at the petrol station to use the restroom and take a quick break. When the two travelers went out of the convenience store, they didn't see the driver anywhere. Reports say they waited 10 minutes before calling police. The tourist luggage passage, Jesus Christ, I can't read. The tourist luggage, passport, tablet, and phone were still in the taxi. The 62-year-old taxi driver met with police today saying he needed to poop and had parked the restaurant. I cannot read. And had parked the taxi by the restroom because he wore an artificial leg and didn't want to walk far. Reports say he spent about 10 minutes on the toilet before taking the taxi back to the same spot where he had dropped the tourist off, but he couldn't find the passengers. He didn't have the contact information for the tourist. Apparently, after waiting, he even drove to the passenger's destination in Chowderhead to see if he could find them. The airport's taxi counter later informed him about the misunderstanding. Yeah, the taxi could be fined. It does sound like an honest mistake. And the tourists were probably a bunch of knuckleheads who freaked out right away and didn't think of looking over, like, hey, maybe the guy's got to take a dump. You know, like me, I'll always think positively and think like, oh, dude might have to take a dump. I'll always think of that. He's on the shitter. Has there been any changes to entering Thailand lately? Still have to stay in a Bangkok hotel, night 1 and 5. No. April 1st, tomorrow, you get to take a rapid antigen test instead of the other one, and you don't have to stay in a hotel. Let me see what's going on here, because there's another one coming. Oh shit! Supposedly May 1st and then June 1st, but I heard of them, talked about them, and now I've forgotten about them. You still need to show proof of a negative RT-PCR test within 72. Wait a minute. No, this is not what it said, is it? RT-PCR. Oh, that was Let's see here. Eligible travelers. Okay, you need to show a proof of a negative RT-PCR test within 72 hours of travel. Oh, okay. So you got to take the test before you leave, and then when you get here, it says RT-PCR. No, this is not right. This can't be right. And this is on the TAT website. So, see, it's confusing no matter what. Let me take a look at this. Um, 72 hours, okay. The need for a PCR test within 72 hours before departure will be dropped for all travelers. There you go. This is the one. Quarantine shortened to 5 days. Test and go will still need an RT-PCR test on arrival and then a self ATK test on day 5. However, that is the test and go and sandbox. Mandatory health insurance covering no less than $20,000 is still required. It's into test and go in the sandbox program. Duration of the sandbox stay at the moment is 7 days. Alternative quarantine for unvaccinated is 10 days. I originally signed up for day 1 and day 5. On arrival, they told me that the 5th stay was no longer required and they refunded my money. Oh, that's fantastic. How much money was that for the 5th day? They gave me a kit to be used to test on myself on day 5, and I installed the app to show the photo of a negative test, which is kind of normal here. Both of my kids have to, they take a test on like Sunday, and they photograph the test, the actual little kit, and then they send that to an app, in their case to a school app, and then you know, that way they're cleared to come in. Chumphon was underwhelming, yes. $50. All right, so not that bad. It's better than the first day, though. But yeah, Chumphon was underwhelming, and I was trying to think, is it because my expectations were much too high? No, really no. And you know, even my wife was saying that, yeah, we may be a bit spoiled here, because if something isn't fantastic, then we're like, oh well, you know. But I'm sorry, I just think that when you go to a beach and it's an area that is known for tourists, even if it is a jumping off point, I think you should at least keep the beaches clean. Figure out how to do that. They got the budget. Numerous people told me down there, they have the budget to clean the beaches, they just don't do it. So who knows what's going on? I don't know. Hotel staff was incredible. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Like I said, you know, when it comes to like them doing things, once the plan is, maybe this is how it is all around the world, I just don't remember, but once the plan is implemented, they are very, very good about doing things, and they're very pleasant. They're very, quite nice, you know. You know, I mean, listen, I remember going to New York and staying in a hotel, and it was like, here. And I'm like, yeah, well, we got a couple of kids. Is there room service? We can, yeah. You know, that was the response we got. It wasn't a big friendly, you know, smile and all that kind of stuff. We didn't get that. Not New York, but then it's New York. Now, let me see something here. Anybody else on Will Smith? Give me your thoughts. I'm curious to know. I know not many people care, and I really don't. But I find it interesting to see what's going on in this day and age, in this kind of a culture. And Chuck actually said something. He said, "I hope they don't cancel him and ruin his career." Well, he did it himself. First of all, take responsibility. You're the one who decided, I'm going to get up in this massive arena, auditorium, in front of millions of people, and I'm going to smack this guy. There's nobody else to blame. You can't blame it on Chris Rock. So, you know, simple. Now, I don't think they should ruin the guy's career. The fact that when he gave his award speech, he didn't say anything about Chris Rock, like, hey, I really shouldn't have done that. And then he's bawling his eyes out. All right, listen, you're going to cry up there. Okay, I understand. Things can get emotional and all that. All right, whatever. I'm not one of these guys who think men should never cry. It happens, right? But then you don't even mention the dude. You're like, oh, I'm so sorry. You're so sorry. Well, you're shooting the messenger. It could have been Billy Crystal up there telling the joke. It could have been somebody completely different. It could have been The Rock, and then you really would have been sorry. We'd have dropped you on your freaking head. Oh, it seems like an act to me. And I think he probably is, and here's the thing. I think that he probably is a nice guy. However, he's got a lot of issues. So if you catch him on the wrong day, which, okay, I understand. Everybody's got bad days. But he's in a position where, yeah, well, he needs to boot her. In my opinion, get rid of the bitch. Get rid of her. Say goodbye. Honey, that's it. I'll give up, half of my fortune if I have to. Whatever. I'll give it up. I'll be fine. People would respect him for that. Get rid of that bitch. She bugs me, man. She bugs me to no end. And I don't like, I've seen, like little clips of her, a little red table, and it's like, honey, I'll make mincemeat out of you. I'd be like, listen, if you need to go get some new dick, go get it. And stay the fuck out of my house. That's what I would say. Don't come back. You ain't coming back. And if you do try to come back, there's going to be some problems. I mean, why doesn't he put his foot down? Well, what has she got on him? Who knows? Maybe he wasn't banging her good. I don't know, And if that's the case, then she should say, listen, you ain't fulfilling my needs. I've tried to work with you, and I'm out of here. I don't know I don't have all the answers, Well, that doesn't matter. All that is immaterial. That doesn't matter. I mean, whatever. Listen, people got past. People, they date other people. They screw other people. It happens. You can't falter for that. You know what I mean? You can't, like he knew when he met her, got involved with her, he knew that she had been with him. So that's, that's in the past. Yeah, I mean, now, I don't know. Who knows what's going on there? All I know is, the Chowder, he needs to become a recovering Chowderhead, because he is in the midst of full-blown Chowderheadedness. He really is. I mean, even the way he dealt with it when he got his Oscar. First of all, I would have respected him more if he just went, fuck this place, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I don't need to hear this shit. It bugs me that much. I'm bailing. Even though he knew he was a nominee. Hey, if I win, let my wife get her skinny ass up there and go take the award for me. It's the least she can do. Just saying, you know. Oh, she bugs me, man. She bugs me. She bugs. She bugs. She bugs. Oh, God. What is this? God, she was with Ozfest. Oh, God. You know, and you wonder why guys get involved with foreign women. And believe me, they ain't the answer. They are not the only answer. There are other answers, like man the fuck up. Man up. Vietnam will take you some considerable time, Andy. I mean, I did, 8 days? And it was nowhere near enough. Bali, I dig Bali, man. If I had it my way, yeah, Bali is a place I could see myself living. Cambodia, no. But I do like Cambodia. Very nice. Let's see here. What else we got going on here? Oh, and I have to read what she said about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. Apparently she posted on Instagram, "This is the season for healing and I'm here for it." How does that relate to, hey, my husband bitch slapped Chris Rock on international TV and I don't think he should have done that. I think my husband's been through a lot and he blew up. I kind of wish that he hadn't. No, there's none of that. She obviously doesn't like Chris Rock very much, or she would have said something. And I'll say it right now. I understand she's a woman. She wants to have some hair, you know. But it is what it is. Honey, you know, nobody gives a fuck. I'll tell you that right now. Nobody cares if you're bald. I don't care. You're bald. I'm sorry you have that problem, but you know what? Don't take it out on me. I feel for other women. Everybody's got their problems, you know. And that's the thing. People, it is an entitlement thing. I'm an actress and I've got no hair. I've lost my hair. Oh my God. How about the guy who, you know, like, hey, I was 13 and I got thrust in the show business and I was a druggie. You know, at 14 years old, I became a drug addict. I was slamming heroin. And now I've had 20 years of drug abuse. And, you know, I'm fighting this drug addiction, and I don't know how to handle it. I feel for people like that more than I feel for her. I don't feel for her. I feel nothing for her, really. I think she's a stone cold bitch. That's what I think. Will Smith referred to Serena Williams and Venus Williams' father, in his tearful acceptance speech, a fierce defender of his family. And then on Monday, Mr. Williams, Richard Williams, the father, condemned Smith and expressed surprise that the incident had taken place. We don't know all the details of what happened, he said, but we don't condone anyone hitting anyone else unless it's in self-defense. And yet they still gave him the award, and he apparently was dancing and having a great time afterwards. Oh yeah, woo! Chicky chicky, let's get jiggy with it. Oh, what a good time. Man, you know, if he was smart, his PR agent would have been like, listen, go back to your fucking house. Go home, go to your hotel, go home and think about what you did, and we're going to try to devise a plan to get you out of this and to make things better. Maybe even call Chris Rock up and say, dude, I'm sorry, I lost it, you know. But he won't do that. He'll go out, oh, everything's great, man. Woo, I'm going to dance. I'm going to party, man. No, you want to settle it? Then just put up your dukes and go at it with each other if you really hate the guy that much. Actors acting at an actors award show. Well, it might have been staged. I don't think so, but they're doing this to cover Pfizer's vaccine research paper. Oh, God. I don't think so, Beeson. I don't think that I don't think that there's this big, massive plan by Will Smith and Chris Rock and Jada Pinkett Smith and the Academy to throw a weak-ass bitch slap. So that's going to take the focus away from all this other bullshit that's happening. I don't see that. I just don't. I don't think they're smart enough to pull that off. And, you know, yeah, I don't see it. I'm sorry. I don't. All right, listen, where are we at here? 10:30? 10:30 already? We've been doing it. It's an hour and a half already. Talking about nothing. The show about nothing. Oh, I mean, you know, if you listen to it full speed, it was loud. He smacked him. Now, if somebody said to me, listen, I'll give you an extra $100,000, just take a smack. Okay, that's all I got to do. But, you know, the other thing is that, and I know that, well, I'll say this. For them to do something like that, if they were ever found out that that was staged, now that should be the end of them. You know, they have people they have kids, they have their own kids. Not only that, but they have kids that look up to them around the world, that look up to them. Now, they shouldn't. Maybe they look up to them for hard work and getting involved in acting and you know, putting in the effort and making it. Okay, I can see respecting them for that, but don't respect them for their moral compass. Don't respect what's his name, Will Smith, because he's such a moral person, such an ethical person. I don't see that. Why would you? You don't know him, so it's a facade that you see, whether it's a truth or not. He could be putting on a complete facade. Now, I will say this. I did see a couple of months ago, there was this thing on Will Smith. I talked about it the other day, where Will Smith was saying, oh, I've gotten fat. And probably his wife is the one who's going, oh, you got fat. I mean, I don't know, maybe. She's probably the one. Blame it on her. I blame him on you know, for eating too much, but I blame her on probably prodding his ass. Oh, you're a movie star. You're supposed to be in phenomenal shape. You're getting old and you're going to be a fat old man. That's probably what she's doing. Could be wrong. Anyway, he was on YouTube. It was like a 5-part series or something like that, where he showed what it's like for him to try to lose weight. And at first I started watching and I go, oh, this has got potential. This could be really good. Because he took he took his shirt off, looked at himself and in the mirror and everything and said, look at this, But then as it went by, the time went by in this little series, it became clear to me that he felt that, he was entitled. And he needed to do this, and my thing is like, hey, how about you take a step back? You take a step back. You tell your publicist, you tell your manager, hey, fuckheads, I need a break. You're not telling me what to do. I run the company. I am the product. I need a 2-week break. Fuck off. I'm taking some time off. I don't want to read any scripts. I don't want to hear about this. I don't want to hear about it. Leave me alone. Or when he's doing this shoot, he was in the middle of several projects. I think his book was one of them, which I'm not going to read, and I never have, and I never will. But he was in the middle of finishing up his book, or he had to get it finished in a certain amount of time. And it was so stressful. Okay, I understand it's stressful. But he's trying to lose weight. Now, he's got money. He can't pay for a chef, a nutritionist. He can't afford that. He has one. So what's the freaking problem? You're not talking about an eternity. He was talking about something like 30 days. And it just struck me the wrong way. And then when I see his wife, and she strikes me the wrong way. So, sorry, but if that was staged, they ought to both be booted the hell out of Hollywood. That ain't gonna happen, you know that. And I guess Denzel Washington walked over to him afterwards and was like, hey, you're in this. You're gonna have to deal with it. People are coming in, rolling in now. Anyway, we won't be talking about this anymore, but I just think that for a guy to go up in front of millions of people, and listen, legally a slap is considered assault. It is considered assault. For him to do that in front of millions of people on TV, as well as, I don't know how many thousands or hundreds were in the auditorium. I'm going to say, let's say 1,500, 2,000 people. For him to do that and get away with it, I got to wonder, it sure looks like celebrities, and we already know this, but celebrities, they get away with damn near anything. What if I was I had made the soundtrack for his movie, and I went up with a bunch of people, and then somebody came up and smacked me. I'm just some dude making soundtracks. I'm not a huge star, and somebody smacked me. Would they be charged with assault? Or I smack somebody, would I be charged with assault? Yeah, probably. So him getting away with it, and I'm going to take his Oscar away. Oh, well, if they do that, great. If they don't, okay, whatever, but what are they going to do? So this is what I mean. It's hypocritical. It's hypocritical, man. Oh, me too, me too, me too. And then you have a guy go right up, he just walks right out on the stage and smacks the shit out of some guy. And he gets away with it. You can't have it both ways, man. This is the thing. Millions of people are seeing this, so now the way that they respond, which I don't know yet if it's done or not, if they've responded and given out their consequences. And what's so funny is Whoopi Goldberg is on the board of the Academy Award. She's on the board, and she has input into what's happening. I'm like, what the fuck do you put her on there for? So, the truth comes out. The truth has come out, and it's going to keep coming out. And you know, I mean, this is coming from somebody. I used to love Robert De Niro. I can't stand the guy now. I don't give a shit. I won't go watch his movies. I don't care what movies. If I see a movie with him in it, it's because I saw the movie. I didn't know he was in it. I don't give a shit about Robert De Niro. I respected him for what he did in what the hell was it? Raging Bull. Now I can't stand the guy. Lots of guys like this. I like James Woods. I like him. I always liked him as an actor. And you know what? I love him now because he talks shit about the left. He doesn't have a problem telling it like it is. Tony Danza, same way. Scott Baio, same way. And look at what those guys are. Now, they may not have ever been, the star that James Woods was or Will Smith or something like that, but it just goes to show you, if you don't want to play ball the way they play ball, you don't want to play by their rules, you don't play. Anyway. All right, listen, keep smashing that like button, please. We got a few more minutes. Keep smashing that like button. Subscribe, if you would be so kind. Look down in the description. There's all kinds of stuff down in the descriptions. Become a member of my channel. Become a member of Patreon. Become... well, I don't think I have other members. Yeah, well, now I'm looking at it. Get some of my merch. I talked about the coffee earlier. And it's good coffee. It's not shit coffee. It's not Cafe Amazon type coffee. I'm sure that's really difficult here in Thailand, Jim. Finding something to eat. That's what's so wonderful here. You can get whatever the hell it is you want. And it's pretty simple to get it, even in a village. So I'm sure you're happy with that. Yes, I also have single origin coffee. Well, let me take a look here. Let's take a look. Single origin, blended, flavored, and also sample packs. I have coffee. Let me put these in alphabetical order. However, they're only shipped in the United States to people in the United States. This comes from the United States, and it is only to people in the U.S., and there's a number of reasons for it, but one of them is the weight and that kind of stuff. But talking about Bali, I got Bali Blue. We got Brazil Santos, Colombia, Costa Rica, Ethiopia Natural, Guatemala, Honduras, Mexico, Nicaragua, Papua New Guinea, Peru Decaf, Tanzania, and then we have blended coffee, Italian roast, holiday blend, cowboy blend, breakfast blend plus, blonde African espresso, 6-bean blend, which is a very good, one of the more popular coffees of the line, caramel, hazelnut, and what else do we have? Flavored, mocha, candy cane caramel, French vanilla, mint, turtle, chocolate hazelnut, Mexican chocolate, cinnamon hazelnut, pumpkin spice, hazelnut, cinnabon, and then we have the flavored sample pack, and we also have, what else? Then we have the bestseller sample pack, which is the 6-bean, the cowboy, the breakfast, the Peru, Mexico, Bali. We have the flavored coffees sample pack, and we have the single origin flavors sample pack. A lot to remember there. So there's a lot of different kinds of coffee to choose from. So if you're in the U.S., you might want to give it a go. Give it a try. Not everybody wants to wear the shirts. I understand that, or get a coffee mug or whatever. Okay, but coffee, everybody drinks it, so. Go to the Moo Ping lady at the end of the street. Yeah, there you go. That's what I love. That's what I love about where I live. I can just walk across the street, or I can go down the street a little bit, or I can, on the way home, I stop in the Happy Land, I get something. Um, Food is so convenient in Thailand, yes. All right, well, so that's good. Not only is good coffee important, but of course, good food is important. And in Thailand, there's plenty of that. Rarely do you find bad food in Thailand. But yeah, I'm excited about the coffee. And most of it is about $18.99 for how many ounces? I think it's 12 ounces. The decaf is cheaper. Let me see here. 12 ounces is $18.99. A pound is $24.99. 2 pounds, $39.99. And you can get beans ground, you can get standard grounds, or you can get espresso grounds. So there you go. Very happy to have added that to my line. Chowderhead or a knucklehead? I'm saying he's a chowderhead. I think he's a chowderhead. I think he's demonstrated, because this is not a one-time thing where he just does something. Well, that was a pretty boneheaded or knuckleheaded move. No, he's done this over and over again. He's done stupid shit over and over again, or allowed stupid shit. And for a guy in his position to get that upset about that joke, and I mean, you know, okay, there's probably a lot I don't know about the guy. He probably has a lot of stuff going on in his life that I couldn't even imagine. But you know what? You chose to be there. It's just like being on YouTube. If I don't want to be on YouTube, I don't have to be on YouTube. You know, if I get sick of it, if I get that sick of it, then I don't have to be here. You know, and sometimes I wonder, oh, what am I doing this for? But, you know, I got to be careful what I say, but I think that he's in a position where he should have been much more cautious with his actions, and what he did was wrong. So now he's got to see how he's going to recover from it. I don't know. Let me see something here. Oh, here we go. I didn't see this. Comedian breaks his silence on Will Smith's slap after crowd gives him big ovation. Y'all got me all feisty. And there's a lot of people who are saying that definitely was not fake. Oh, thank you, Mr. Dallo. American and Bangkok special blend coffee, please. There you go. Now, some of you may be asking, will you not be drinking at Starbucks anymore? Will you stop drinking at other coffee establishments? No. And I'll tell you why. I know this coffee. I've had this coffee before. I don't have any right now in stock at my house because it takes a while to get it. And I'm going to get some several different types so that I can drink them, test them out. But yeah, I won't be stopping drinking other coffee. That's the thing. It's just a line, and it is, again, it's a considered a higher end coffee line. Can't be that high, and it's not like Illy, but it's good stuff. It's not like Starbucks or, you know, Cafe Amazon or some of these other places. So, yeah. If you're in the United States, free shipping, and you get 10% off. You get 10% off of everything on the site right now, but you get 10% off the coffee, and the shipping is included in the price. So there you go. It's not that bad of a deal, man. You know. I don't know which one is the first one I'm going to try, but I think this one of the ones that I want to try is the, and I don't remember this one. I just remember the coffee and the name of the coffee, where it comes from, but I don't remember this particular blend. But the 6-bean, I think that's what it's called, 6-bean, is supposed to be one of the better ones. And the Bali Blue, I want to try that as well, because I don't remember any of them. Not a one. All right, so let's see here. Chris Rock addresses Will Smith's slap at first comedy show since the Oscars. How was your weekend? He asks. I had a whole list of jokes. I had a whole show I wrote before this weekend. I'm still processing what happened. At some point, I'll talk about that shit, and it will be serious and it will be funny. Audience members yelled, F. Will Smith. After his initial comments, Rock continued with his planned show. Since the shocking incident, I love how they act like this is a world, this is a earth-shattering event. Sales for the Chris Rock Ego Death World Tour have skyrocketed, soaring to over $1,000 a ticket. Meanwhile, the sold-out shows saw tickets reselling for more than $800. Jesus Christ, I wish I would have had a dozen of those tickets when I bought them $45 a pop. That's it? So they didn't say anything else? Will Smith added, love makes you do crazy things, seemingly offering an explanation as to why he slapped Rock, who he stopped short of apologizing to directly until the next day. No, love doesn't make you do crazy things. You allow it to control you so where you do crazy shit. Does some chick who dumps you make you jump off the 4th floor? No, she doesn't make you. You allow it to control your thoughts, and you allow yourself to be obsessed over those thoughts, and then decide, well, I guess the answer is just to jump on top of my head and let my head splatter open like a watermelon drop from 10 stories up. It doesn't do any good. What good does it do? The chick's gonna go on. She's still gonna get laid. She's still alive. She's gonna get a new boyfriend or a new husband. She's gonna get boned. Her life goes on. Life goes on. That's the thing. Life keeps going on. Nobody gives a shit. Really, the truth is nobody gives a shit about, oh, Chris Rock got slapped. He cares. He didn't like it. Will Smith cares because it made him look like an asshole, like a weakling. And in case you listen, if I ever ran into Will Smith, I'd be like, hey, dude, that was the dumbest thing you could have done. I would tell him that. And by the way, since we're talking about celebrities today, you guys may have heard that Bruce Willis is out. He's out of show business now because of his illness. He's got an illness, and aphasia. And apparently it messes with your ability to think, and the ability to communicate. So which is too bad, But at least he's got family around him, and that's a good thing. So, there you go. All right, what was this? Yep, I saw coffee on your Instagram. I'll pick some up for the girlfriend and I sometime. Thank you. Russia invaded Ukraine. That's not so unbelievable. Will Smith slaps Chris Rock. I'm sure there's been a lot of celebrities that slapped other celebrities that you just never hear of because it wasn't done at the Oscars. And that's what makes him a real idiot. It's like, dude, you lost your cool at the. You know, I think it was, you know, the fact that when he came out, he was Mr. Smooth, Mr. Rapper, Mr. Smooth. Hey, yeah, hey, Mr. Cool. And now he looks like he's, you know, he's losing it. He's lost the plot. You know, it's sad, but like, hopefully he'll get his shit together and dump her ass. Dump her ass. That's the step in the right direction. That's my, listen, that's my, I'm not one for saying, you know, hey, divorce, 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 that's the answer. I'm not one that says that. I don't think you should. I think you should stay together when if at all possible. But she cheated on him, and you know I don't think any amount of therapy is going to cure him from her. And I think she's got issues herself, and she's got issues where I don't even know where to begin. Just looking at her, listening to her, and watching her, watch her mannerisms, watch how she sits, watch how she talks. I'm sorry. She wouldn't set foot inside my door. I wouldn't let her. Be like, honey, what do you want to talk about? You stay outside. We got nothing to talk about. He needs to boot her ass out of that house if it's his. I don't know if it's in his name or hers. Empty, just about empty here. He needs to give her a boot. Next, there'll be a worldwide pandemic. Worldwide pandemic. Nah, it'll never happen. Unless you get the Chinese government involved. Psst, psh, I'm not supposed to say that. Anyway, what are you going to do? Life goes on. It's a beautiful sunny day here. And I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do for the next couple of days. I know I got some video editing to do. I got a lot of videos. I mean, a lot. And I got a lot of bites from the sand fleas. I think they're called midge fleas. And they are miserable, man. I actually brought with me this, which is, it's an antifungal, anti-inflammatory steroid, and I brought this, aloe vera. If anybody wants to relieve sunburn, skin irritation, sand flea bites, this is just generic aloe vera from Watson's drugstore, and it works. It's good stuff. It cools you down, feels really good. Yeah. And, you know, also, like I said the other day, one tip for coming to Thailand, especially if you're like some pasty Irish guy. No offense to pasty Irish guys, but, you know, you're a light-skinned person. Bring that sunscreen, because you're going to need it, you know. Anyway. What else we got to talk about here? Anything? Siam Commercial Bank sees stagflation for Thai economy. Thailand's economy has gone into stagflation because of a fragile recovery and surging price hikes. The Economic Intelligence Center has downgraded it It's 2022 economic growth forecast for Thailand to 2.7 from 3.2. All this stuff. Listen, we're stagnating here. All right, that's the news. No news on that page. No news. We don't need to talk about that. Yeah, Songkran. Well, we'll find out in the coming days what's going to happen here. But so far, it looks like no big mass parties with water and powder. Not to say that you can't get away with it in some places. Will Smith refused to leave the Oscars after slap. Chris Rock Oscars alopecia jibe distasteful. Well, you know what? There's a lot of jokes that are distasteful. You know, I mean, again, it's like sticks and stones and all that good stuff. In a statement, the Academy said Mr. Smith was asked to leave the ceremony and refused, but we also recognize we could have handled the situation differently. How? How differently? It initiated disciplinary proceedings against Mr. Smith for the violations of the Academy's standards of conduct. These include inappropriate physical contact, abusive or threatening behavior, and compromising the integrity of the Academy. He did all of these. Well, now this is saying action may be taken at its next board meeting on April 18th. It may include suspension, expulsion, or other sanctions. Whatever, you know. Again, it doesn't matter, but it's interesting to see the haves and have-nots, the who's and who are not, and the privileged and entitled, and those who are not privileged and entitled. Let's see here. You want to hear bullshit at its finest? Conscious, what is it? Conscious discoupling? What was it that they said? Was it uncoupling? Yeah, conscious uncoupling. Between, that was between, what's her name? Gwyneth Paltrow and Chris Martin, the singer for, I think it's Coldplay. She said, we're not divorcing, we're making a conscious uncoupling. You know, whatever you say. She's a nutcase in herself. She's the one with the vagina candle. Vagina scented candle. It's supposed to smell like her vag. No, we're not in a crazy world, are we? We got to make a candle that, I mean, there's nothing wrong with making a candle that smells like vag. It's a brilliant PR move on her part. But I don't know, you know, I mean, like, what makes a woman think, I want everybody to smell my vag. I'm going to make I'm going to make a candle that smells like mine, and everybody's going to get to smell me. Bit presumptuous, bit hoity-toity. Oh my God. All you have to do is think about Gwyneth Paltrow. Now, when she was young, I'm sure she was a bit of a handful in the sense that she was high maintenance. She still seems like she's high maintenance. What do I know? I don't know her. I'm just saying, it seems that way to me. And then she makes a candle that's supposed to smell like her vagina. Everybody wants to smell my vagina. You can't get in there, but you can smell it. So I'm gonna make a wax candle. I'm gonna make a candle that smells just like it. Does anybody find that troubling? I mean, what's going to happen next? She's going to catch, somebody's going to catch, some, somebody's going to catch their husband buying her candle because he wants to smell her vag. And then the wife is going to find out that, oh, my husband bought this candle. It smells like Gwyneth Paltrow's vag. And she's going to accuse him of cheating. We have a real sandfly issue at our holiday home in Phillip Island. Only bad in the summer, though. Yeah, man, I could, I got, look at this. They're all on my arm. Supposedly, you put coconut oil or baby oil on before you go to the beach, and it will help to keep them away. But on the other hand, if you put baby oil on, it helps you burn like shit. You get burnt out. You get burnt to hell. Really. You really get burned from that. Yeah, it's just weird. It's weird. I mean, does anybody want to smell my bullocks? Really, do I need to get some essential oils and make a candle that smells like my penis? I think we're allowed to use the word penis on YouTube because it's medical. I mean, essence of ball sweat, essence of ass sweat. Serena Williams, just after the 5th scent. She's played 5 sets, and yet the candle smells marvelous, just like she does. What's her secret? I'm surprised Kim Kardashian hasn't released a candle scent of her own. Maybe that's because so many people already know what it smells like. I don't know. Yeah, the problem, Dowlo, is nobody has the balls to wear those. That's the problem. I used to wear a t-shirt when I first got here. My wife used to hate it. I had 2 t-shirts. One she bought for me, and she told me, don't ever wear this outside of the house. I'm like, what good is it then? And then I bought myself one, and most people didn't know what it was at first. They really had to look, but I had a t-shirt where there was like a little Cupid, and Cupid was like bending over, the male Cupid was bending over the female Cupid, or he had her like, with her ankles back, all the different sexual positions. And it was like just a whole shirt of them. And, when you just look at it, it's just like a mass of like little devils, little Cupids or whatever on a shirt. But then if you really look, you go, look, he's got her bent, he's got her sideways, My wife hated that shirt. She just did not want me to wear that out because it's embarrassing, I would do it just to mess with people sometimes. Once in a while, if I knew I was going somewhere in particular, I would wear it to mess with people because I knew I'd get away with it. But she got me a shirt once where it said, The Happy Fisherman. I think I still have it. The Happy Fisherman. And you got this fisherman, he's got a rod and a reel, and he's cast out, and there's a line coming down, and then there's a female fish. It's like a fish with a woman's head. And the line is in its mouth, and then his member is in the fish's, the female's mouth as well. And then it says The Happy Fisherman, which is pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. But, like to wear that into, I guess if you're out on a boat or something, or you're out on the water somewhere, or you're out, in some village, I guess you can get away with it. But if you're walking around in the mall, I'm sure you're going to get a hell of a lot of looks. So you might want to think about it before you do that. Eat your fruit and veg. I mean, I'm all for that, but I just don't know that eating fruit and veg is the thing to put on put on a t-shirt, because a lot of people are not going to wear that t-shirt. They're just not going to. You know, they're shy or they're embarrassed by it, you know. You know, I want to come out with a shirt that says Triangle Lover. And I did some real rough images of them. And we're talking about triangles and women and stuff, and Gennaro's not even here. And, you know, I think the key is that people can understand it, but maybe it's a double entendre. It's got a different meaning. You have to have multiple meanings so you can go, what? I didn't mean I love triangles like that triangle. You know. If life gives you melons, you're probably just... If life gives you melons, you're probably... Well, I still have it, Beeson. I just don't have it. I haven't put it up because I just don't know how many people want it. How many people will wear it? And actually, I didn't put the word, you know, F. I didn't spell the whole word out. I put F star star, like asterisk asterisk, and then K. And you know, that's another one where you know, I sold a few of those shirts. It wasn't the best seller. Believe it or not, the best seller is Captain Savaho. That's the best selling shirt I got by far. So. There was a video game release called Triangle Strategy. Sounds like a dating simulation, but it isn't. Triangle Strategy. Okay. Triangle Love. Anyway, well, we're a little over 2 hours right now. Should start wrapping it up here. I always take my sweet ass time. I'm in no hurry. I got shit to do today, but my wife's got a busy day today. She and I won't be doing anything together. I got some edits to do. And prepare for this weekend, see what's going on, what we're gonna do. I don't know. She's kind of like me in that she wants to do all kinds of things. She's got all kinds of ideas and things she wants to do. But then she realizes, how can I do all these? I just don't have enough time and I don't have enough energy. She's the same exact way as I am when it comes to that. You know, she's telling me, you want to go out and meet, you know, my coworkers? There's a couple of coworkers she's always talking about. You want to meet them and we'll go out to lunch and then we'll go out at night. We'll go to like House on Road at night. Go have a couple beers together. We haven't done that in years. Or we'll go to Chinatown. And I'm like, yeah, but I thought you wanted to go away for the weekend. Yeah, I do. We'll go Friday, Saturday, come back Sunday. But I want to fly up to Chiang Mai. You know, I can't keep up with her like that, you know. And if I told her everything I want to do, she couldn't keep up with me either, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, we'll figure it out. Eventually, we'll figure it out. Probably no one knows what a chowderhead is in Oz. Well, that is a good thing. What's funny is people sometimes ask me, oh, what's a chowderhead? I have a shirt, and I have not put it up yet, and I haven't put up the Wake Up Chowderhead. Tell you what, the Wake Up Chowderhead, I wasn't very happy with the design. And so I have another one that I'm working on. But that'll be going up soon, and so will the, what was the other one? Yeah, we were both in Chiang Mai not that long ago, but she wants to go up there to look at a house. She found a house that's a good price, and it's really nice, and it's out a ways, and it's not too far out, and, you know, and I'm just like, whatever, you know. I let her do all the vetting myself, you know, she can do all the leg work, and I'm not into going flying. First of all, I'm not into spending the money to go up there. I told her, I go, think about it. You're gonna piss away $5,000 just for one night. By the time you get all said and done, you're gonna spend 4,000 or 5,000 baht. It's almost $200 you're gonna spend just on running up there for 2 days and one night. And I don't want to do that. It'd be cheaper if it's both of us, but it breaks down per person or whatever to be cheaper. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think I'll be going to Chiang Mai. I honestly don't think she will as well. She's got, like I said, she's got a big day today, and then tomorrow, I don't know. We may take off and go just out of the city, but not anywhere far. I don't know. Man, these little things, these sandflies, I can feel that the bites are healing now. Ah, shit. It's really, they're really nasty. Yeah, she's wanted to for a long time. And I don't know, I prefer, taking like a 30-minute drive or 15-minute drive and you're at the beach. To me, that's better. Even a smaller place would be better. Because it fits my, my mentality. I'm game for anything. We'll see. We'll see what happens, Let's see, anything else I wanted to talk about here? Oh, Thai Public Health Minister, that is Anutin, who we talked about at length before in prior streams, deeply concerned about alcohol drinking during Songkran, leading to COVID spread, looking at possible stricter control rules. Somehow I just can't link. At this point, I cannot in any way link people getting drunk to a spike in the a spike in a number of cases that really matter. If you get a cold from it, I wouldn't say that that's a terrible thing. It happens. Mr. Chanwirakun also urges people not to drink and drive. Okay, we know that that's a problem here. And actually, my wife said to me, "Are we going to go anywhere for Songkran?" I go, "When was the last time we went anywhere?" I go, "Where the hell are we going to go? I don't want to go anywhere where we got to drive, where we got to be on the road. I don't want it. I just went somewhere, Don't drink and drive, and practically pleaded with Thais to consider not celebrating with alcohol for one more year out of respect for the elderly and vulnerable who had not yet been fully vaccinated against COVID-19. Well, all I got to say is why not? Why haven't they been fully vaccinated? What the hell are they waiting for? It's been a year at least since I've been vaccinated. Since I got my first vaccination. At least. It's been more than that. It's almost been a year since my second one. So what are these people waiting for? I understand that you're elderly and you're at risk. Okay, so then wear a mask even if it's not mandatory. That's what you want. Wear a mask. Clean your hands all the time. Which you should be cleaning your hands, You come back inside and you're going to go eat. You should probably clean your hands before you eat. I don't know about you, but like my mother and father used to tell me, if I came back in from playing outside and dinner was ready, wash your hands. There's two necessities in life when it comes to hygiene. Well, three. Wash your hands, wash your pits, and wash your ass. You gots to wash your ass. It's Red Fox. Look it up. It's on YouTube. He's hilarious. Okay, according to the Ministry of Public health, about 2 million Thais who are elderly and vulnerable, mostly in the rural Northeast, have been resistant to getting vaccinated, and officials have been putting forth significant time and energy to convince them to do so. According to Anatin, most of the restrictions in place are to protect this group, even though he admits most people, over 99% in Chonburi, have only mild or asymptomatic reactions to COVID-19. So, common sense would say that you need to worry about your masses. If there's 1% of the people that just refuse out of fear, out of whatever, yes, you try to get them to do what you believe is right, but in the end, they're going to do what they want to do. It is unclear what exact further enforcement or potential restrictions around alcohol could be suggested or implemented. Although it's unlikely to be popular with the entertainment, tourism, and nightlife industry that have suffered under strict COVID-19 rules for over 2 years. So, you better start buying your booze now. If you want to drink during this time, buy your booze to make sure you got plenty of booze. And you know, don't sweat it. Shit, let me see here. They're waiting for Christmas. Anyone that has wanted a shot has gotten a shot. It's time to move on. Yeah, I don't want any more. Neither does my wife. I think a lot of people, they're like, "What? How many shots do I need? What am I going to do? Take 50 shots?" Well, that's my 50th booster. Shanghai shut down for a week because of Omicron. Ridiculous. Actually, I thought I had that here. Where is that? Shit. Millions locked down in China. Thailand begins to worry, but not about what you think. Oh, it was because of the durian crop, and I guess people buying it in China. Is that where it was, Shanghai? Did that happen? Oh, we got to talk about this. This is one more thing here. You know, listen, I talked at length before about kayaking, rafting, and I learned a few things just in the one trip that I went, which is that it's not easy to go all the way down a river. It is dangerous. And one of the first things my mother said to me when I went, she goes, "I can't believe you did that." She goes, "You know, you're getting up there in age. Not many people your age want to do that." I said, "Well, I'm not many people." But this guy here, this Iranian tourist, he was in Bangkok, and he went rafting, and they hit the boat that he was on, the raft that he was on, hit a big rock. They ran into a bridge foundation and overturned. And I guess this guy, he only had one leg. He got entangled with a rope that was stuck between a rock crevice. Then before he could be pulled out, he was washed away by a strong current and he went missing. Now he's been found dead. Took them 19 hours of searching. It's very unfortunate. And a lot of people are asking, well, did they take all their safety precautions? I'd be anxious. I'm anxious to know if they, whether or not they did. Bottom line is that the dude is dead. What happened leading up to it, what happened during it, and what happened leading up to it, it's irrelevant because the guy's still dead. His family's still going to suffer. But I do think, you obviously need to get to the bottom of it and find out what's going on. And they need to make sure that everybody has a vest and they're trained. And I can say that the last time that I went kayaking, they did a very good job. I thought it was a good job of telling me what I needed to know, how I should go about doing things. They had spotters. They had all kinds of people that were there just in case. And that's great. And that's one reason why it's very difficult to do any kind of kayaking down the length of a river for more than, say, maybe 100 kilometers, 150 kilometers. it's very difficult to do that because you run into some rough areas where you need spotters, you need people, and it's what's the word? I was going to say it's an exhibition, but that's not what I mean. What the hell am I trying to say? See, why do I blank out like this? I'm blanking out, you know. There's some neuron that's not firing in my brain. Expedition. Took me a little while, but I got it. I had to run through the tape. Expedition. It's a full-on expedition. Anytime you're going to go even in a couple of hours, anything can happen. So that's why they have the spotters. That's why they have the backup raft. And so if you're going to do something really big, it takes a team. And that takes a team generally means it takes more money. The more people, the more money. The more money to feed them, to put them up, to make sure they have a tent, sleeping bag, whatever necessities, water, all that kind of stuff. It just means the price goes up. So, Phang Nga is a very nice area. I've spent a fair amount of time there over the years, and I love that area. It's probably, I would say that's probably one of, if not my favorite areas of Thailand. Let me see something here. Somebody said something about there being sandflies in Kokut. But I never experienced them. Yeah, well, that's trots. Okay. So, yeah, that was... what do you need popcorn for? Popcorn's always good. Get yourself some, what is it? Chicago old-style popcorn. What the hell's the name of that place? What's the name of that popcorn I got a while back? It's expensive, but it's really good. I forget what it's called. It's not Chicago. I think I can't remember the name of it. See, again, blanking out. I'm sure if Longhorns was here, he would remember the name of that. And they sell it in the U.S., and my wife found it here. I'm not going to say anything about that. Me so hungry. That could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. I love butter. Loves me some butter. Me so hungry, I don't know if you know. But if you don't, I'm going to tell you. An American in Bangkok now sells coffee. And there's lots to choose from. So if you like coffee, there you go, there's the link. Very happy to have, I really am happy about making that available. Well, there you go. You got plenty of types of coffee. It's good quality coffee. I'm going to say this again, since we're at the end of the stream. It's freshly roasted. If you get the beans, they're roasted and sent out the same day. And if you get the grounds, they're ground up and sent the following day. So they're fresh, very fresh. Fresh. Let's see here. So, I'll talk about that later. That's. Oh, I'm hungry. Some lunch. A little bit early though. We went over conscious uncoupling. Oh yeah. And I think we talked about as much as we could bear about Will and Jada, Brangelina. Brangelina. I wonder who the idiot who came up with that was. Yeah, well, since you don't know any more than I do, I'm going to just kind of take it for what it was, which is, I'm going to say that it sounded like a slap to me. He was asked to leave, apparently. Again, I wasn't there. They could just be saying that. And he didn't want to leave. And if they did that, if it was a publicity stunt, it's a horrible publicity stunt. Horrible. All to get them ratings. Which obviously their ratings are in the toilet. And but they're going to stay in the toilet. That's how I look at it. Nobody gives a shit about them. Listen, right now people care about their own lives. They don't have time to care. I mean, listen, the fact that I can get 40 people, 50 people, maybe 100 people on occasion to watch any of my streams for 2 hours, 3 hours, and I know they don't stay the whole time, but I get an average to do that surprises me, because for the most part, most people don't give a flying fungulo about anything other than their own life. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing either. Yeah. And the fact that he cried afterwards. I mean, listen, if he was crying, oh God, I can't believe it. I worked so hard for this, and the people around me, they're so good. They were so helpful. I mean, thank you. Oh. Okay, I understand that. But like, you hit the guy. You smacked him. Don't be a bitch afterwards. He was a bitch. He's a chowderhead. And he's always going to be a chowderhead. You know, some people, they talk about people and you can't, they get away with it. I just couldn't help myself. No, hey, I'm really sorry, Chris, for, you know, I probably shouldn't have smacked you. No, it was none of that. Yeah, he should have been arrested right then. Will can cry at will. Exactly. He's an actor. And, you know, okay, I don't think he's a great actor, but he's an actor. And it is what it is. I think he did it. He knew full well what he was doing. And he was pissed off. He thought it made him look like a man to go and stand up there and go... well, I don't know about that. But I think he thought it made him look like, hey, I'm going to go show everybody what a tough guy I am. I mean, listen, the bottom line is I don't care if you've boxed, if you've fought at MMA. If you're a guy and you're not like an elite athlete, and even if you are, look, BJ Penn, elite fighter at one time. Fantastic jiu-jitsu. Got knocked out on the street by some guy in a bar. And then he jumped up and knocked the guy out. He came to, knocked the guy out. All right. You know, he's not the kind of guy that you need to be messing with most of the time. No, most guys don't need to be messing with somebody like that. And snap your arm, snap your leg. You're permanently damaged. And so for Will Smith to go up there and you know, really, okay, oh, I'm going to go hit Chris Rock. Well, think about it if the dude was like somebody like that was 6'9", 300 pounds. Think of it as Brock Lesnar. Is Brock Lesnar would have laughed at him and then grabbed him and thrown him out into the 5th row. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I don't know. And the fact that it's on the front page. Well, that's one thing that I do question. First of all, a smack is emasculating. It's to make him like a bitch. I smacked you. I smacked the shit out of you. As opposed to, I knocked you the fuck out. You know, there is a difference. And if he couldn't control himself, why didn't he knock him out? So there is that bit of doubt in my mind. I do have that little bit of doubt. And also, why didn't Chris Rock fight back? He got smacked, he went, oh, wow. Then you come back, ooh, boom. I don't know, man. I'm not convinced by that. You know, if they get rid of him from the Academy, if they say you're banned, you're never going to come to the Academy Awards again, and it sticks, then maybe I'd believe it. Well, this is what I mean. If he did it to somebody who was a lot bigger, a lot stronger, or just even a small guy, some little guy who knew his shit and knew how to fight, I'd be like, I mean, really, I'll say, if it was me, I can say this. Now, I don't know, you know, what in the moment, in front of all those people, I don't know, but I know if in front of all those people getting smacked, that would have pissed me off more than it happening when it was just me and that one person. You know, if you're alone and some guy smacks you, go, hey, what the hell? What's going on? But you're in front of millions of people. It's almost like you feel like you got to protect your reputation. Now, he stood back and went, no problem, and kept going. Okay, so if it was legitimate, then you can say, well, hey, he was pretty cool about it. He just kept going on. But I can tell you that somebody who knows how to fight, if you get smacked, generally within, whether it's a split second or a couple of seconds, you want to respond. You want to come back and go after the guy. And I don't think Chris Rock is scared of Will Smith. You know. So, a lot that can be said. And, you know, who knows? Maybe we'll find out in the coming weeks that it was all bullshit. It was just a big joke. It got out of hand. Maybe. I don't think so. But maybe. First of all, even if it was, I don't think they'd let it out. You know. But what really gets me is that when Will Smith went up, I think it was Samuel Jackson that was up there presenting. He's up there hugging Will Smith like everything is cool. Everybody's, you know, clapping and, oh, what a fantastic performance. Oh, what about the people going, dude, you're a piece of shit, man. You walked up and just, you know, like basically Chris Rock's like, well, where am I going to go? What am I going to do, run? He stood there, at least give him credit. He stood there like a man. The guy was coming at him. Personally, I would have thought, if this guy's coming at me like that, maybe I need to crack him right when he gets in range. Pop, pop, you crack him. But I don't think that's going to happen live on TV at the Oscars. I don't think that's going to happen. It would have been funny if it did, though. Anyway, we've talked it to death. I'm going to say Will Smith is a chowderhead. And Jim Carrey, I forgot what his exact words were, but he did say, yeah, slams the audience for clapping for Will Smith after he assaulted Chris Rock and says he'd sue Smith for $200 million if it were him. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just as spineless in mass. Well, that's nothing new there. Whoopi Goldberg, also a member of the Academy Board of Governors, said she believes Smith will keep his Oscar but face big consequences. Well, how big? What are they going to do? Not let him ever come back? You do not have the right to walk up on stage and smack somebody in the face because they said words. Yeah, that's the thing. You don't really. You have no right. It doesn't give you the right because, if somebody's, listen, we all say, don't you talk about my mother. But somebody says something about your mother's a whore. Your mother's fat. She's so fat, her blood type is ragu. It doesn't give you the right to go and kill the person. Now, remember what was it? Was it Jenny Jones? The Jenny Jones show when this guy, he is a cuckhead. On the Jenny Jones show, there was 2 guys that came on. And I think there was a girl that came on as well. I don't remember this 100%, but I remember the gist of it. Anyway, this guy comes on. He's told that it has to do with some chick or something. Somebody likes him. And so he goes on, and there's a girl who's his friend, and there's a guy who's his friend. And he thinks, I'm going to find somebody who likes me, and he's wondering, he's heterosexual. He thinks it's going to be a chick. It turns out that they basically set him up, and it was his buddy who was gay. And the gay guy came on there and was like, yeah, I really like you. And he felt, I guess he felt like it was disrespectful and that everybody would think that he was gay because they didn't bring on a woman. And so he went and killed the guy. He went later on, I think it was a couple days later, and he killed the guy. Now, you think it's right that he killed the guy? No, of course not. There are things you do and you don't do. This is completely different, though. Chris Rock was doing his job and was assaulted. Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. He was assaulted, man. That's the way it goes. Anytime you put your hands on somebody, that can be construed as assault. Words can provoke physical reactions. This is why having Biden as president at this moment is dangerous, because a senile old man. Every time I hear something about him, every time I see him in the news, or Jen Psaki, or any of these people, even Nancy Pelosi, the old hag, I lose more and more respect, and I become happier that I don't live in the United States. When I see this kind of mentality, this Me Too, what the hell is it? PC, the politically correct movement, the thing with the politicians being completely full of shit, and everybody knows they're full of shit, they're lying. Hunter Biden, and the president has no link to him. Really? Come on. He might not have any link because he doesn't have any brain. The Verzwe, the Peanuts walking down the street and one was assaulted Peanut. Well, I'm still wondering why didn't Chris Rock, he didn't respond. Maybe if it was a punch he would have responded, who knows? Nobody's asked him that. See, these freaking pussies, they don't ask anything like this. Hey, Will, how come you didn't hit him with a good right? Hey, Will, you were in Muhammad Ali, in the story of Muhammad Ali. Didn't you train in boxing? Why, when you hit him, didn't you knock him the hell out? Why didn't you do that? Why did you just give him a smack? Well, I really just didn't want to hurt him that bad. I didn't want to get in any trouble. Well, you smacked him. That's still assault. Yeah, but I didn't smack him that hard. Well, the law doesn't determine assault by did you hit him that hard or did you not. You might hit like a girl, but it's still assault. Or most girls. Some girls hit pretty damn hard. Believe me, I met a few. And you don't want to get hit by them. So, anyway, you guys know where I stand on this now. Will Smith, Chowderhead forever. He gets a plaque on the wall. Eternal Chowderhead. Will Smith. But nobody asked him about that. Why didn't you hit him with a fist? Chris. Yeah, I mean, he smacked you, he stunned you for a second, okay. But why didn't you come back with the right, you got hit, bam, come back, shoot the right hand. Why didn't he come back with the right hand? That's what you're taught. You get hit, boom, with the left, you come back with the right. Mel Gibson back after his outburst. Well, you got a point there. But Mel Gibson, say what you will, Mel Gibson's a man. Will Gibson, Will Smith, I don't know. I mean, he's a man. He's male, but I don't know that you'd call him in the same league as Mel Gibson. There's a lot of. You got to remember something. There's a lot of things that people want to say, but they won't say it. Because they're drunk, or they may say it when they're drunk, but they won't say it because of fear of retribution, fear of their surroundings, fear of losing their job, whatever. And so it's very difficult to always say what you want to say. You can't always do that. Sometimes you got to bite your tongue, and other times you say it, and then you got to suffer the consequences if there are going to be any. Sometimes you say what you want to say, nothing ever happens. And in some cases, I think that's fine. You should have freedom of speech. Chris Rock he was perfectly able to say what he wanted. And he should have not have to worry about somebody running up and cracking him one, whether with a fist or a palm of a hand. Anyway, I got to get out of here. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining me. I appreciate it. Don't forget about the coffee on the website. That's only if you're in America. There's no shipping. It's included in the price, and you get 10% off. Although if you're out of the country, you get 10% off on all the merch on my website. And I guess that's all we got for now. I'll figure out something this weekend, where to go, what to do. But thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget to look down in the description, click the subscribe, hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Smash the like button, hit it, smash it, smack it. How about you give it a Will Smith smack? Oh. Bad joke. Give that like button a Will Smith smack. There we go. All right? I will talk to you guys later. Take care. Choke D, all that good stuff. Until next time. Choke D, jerk and my. And take care, all right?